Clipchamp is a free video editor included with Windows. It's super user friendly, it's intuitive, so let's jump in and see how it works. Two ways you can access it, either online, that's clipchamp.com, or as we're going to do is go to the search box at the bottom, type in Clipchamp and access the app that way. So this is the main interface of Clipchamp. You have your main viewing window right here. You have some play options down below, move back 5 seconds, move forward, play. Over to the left side, you have a few tabs that we're going to go through. My Media is how you bring in your media, your footage, your sound effects, audio, anything like that. We have Record and Create. We'll explore this in a lot more detail in just a little bit, but you see there's a few options in there. Screen and camera, text to speech. We'll play with that in just a moment. And then you have a few options of built-in content that pretty much Clipchamp provides for you in content library and templates if you need it for your video. Also, text is the way that you would add text to your video, and then you have transitions that you can add between your clips. If you go up over the top of the viewing window, you have aspect ratio. Now that's one of the most important things because it sets the size of your video. If you're doing something like YouTube, you probably want to use 16:9, which is widescreen. If you're doing vertical, if that's Facebook, Twitter, or anything like that, you may want to use 9:16. And then they have square and a few others you can use. And you're not stuck to what you choose in the beginning, but you do want to choose something to start off with. So we'll leave it at widescreen 16:9. Next to that, you have background color. I'll show you a few examples of that in just a little bit. And then once you add audio, you have the option to add auto captions. Over on the right side, you have share, which will allow you to decide if you want to share to OneDrive or things like that, or share in a few other different ways. And then once your final video is complete, over to the right, you have the export button. Now let's dive in a little deeper over here on the left side. Let's start bringing in our footage. We're going to click My Media, and then we're going to go over to where it says Import Media, and you see that little drop-down caret. Now there are several different banks that you can pull from to bring in your footage. You have OneDrive, Google Drive, Dropbox, and some others, but we're going to pull the files right off my PC. So we're going to go to Browse File, go to my desktop, and I'm going to bring in these two sample video files. We'll click and hold shift to bring both of them in, click open, and that'll bring our selected files into Clipchamp. Now, how do we get started with this editing? We'll grab the first video file that we want to work with by left clicking and dragging it down to the timeline. Where it's set is the timeline, and then right here is the preview window. You'll do most things on the timeline, but you will do a few things like adding text in the preview window. But for our clip, there's a couple things we can do. Say we want to trim this clip. Well, if you click on it, you have these two handles on the left and the right side. If you click and drag with your mouse, you'll be making your clip shorter by dragging from either direction. You'll start it later if you're dragging from the front and ending it earlier if you drag from the back. And it's changing where it'll start from. I'll hit Control Z to undo that. Another way that you can trim your footage is to place your cursor. Say I place it about at this 3.96 mark. And you could either go up here to the left and hit the split button, which are the scissors, or you could just hit S on your keyboard. Both will do the same thing. And you see it split your clip into two, and depending on which one is highlighted, that's the one that'll delete. Right now, that's the right side. If we click the left, and hit delete, it's gonna delete that one. And then you see we have this gap from where the second clip starts to the beginning. If you wanna delete that, hover over the space, and you see a recycle bin appears, you click it, and it'll delete that gap. So that's one thing you could do with your clips. Say you want to drag in this other clip, you just drag it. You can either drag it over the top, but whatever's on the top is going to cover what's on the bottom, so you'll only see what's on the top, but you may want to add some B-roll. So what we can do is let's trim this clip. If you remember how, we place the playhead, which the moving thing we have is called the playhead. You place it, and then you either hit these scissors or hit S. And then you can move to the other side and determine where you want your B-roll clip to end. We'll hit the scissors again, and we're just going to keep this clip, the B-roll. We'll click the first one, hit delete, and then we'll hit the second one, hit delete, and then the section that's left will be your B-roll. And then you can just move the playhead and play it through just to make sure it's good. So it'll play in between the other clip as B-roll. So that's pretty much the process. I'll delete this clip out and drag it back in. This time though, instead of placing it on top of the other clip, we can place it after, and it'll lay sequentially, and then they'll play. So that's kind of how you can play around with the clips. You can trim either by dragging the handles that are on the end, just select the clip that you want to play with and drag the handles, or you can move the playhead to where you desire and use the scissors. Another thing that you can do is add transitions in between clips. So we'll go down over on the left to the transitions tab. And then there's a bunch of different transitions that you can pick from. You can kind of scroll through and play with them and see what you like, but there are all types of wipes, fades, zooms, spins, but one very popular transition is the crossfade. And it looks good and it's very simple. You just drag it down to where you see the plus sign. And then if we place the playhead right for that, it does a smooth crossfade between the two. So you can play with the different transitions and decide which ones you like. Some of them are very dynamic and can be a little disruptive depending on what type of video you're doing, but maybe not, but you can just decide the type. They all work the same, so you can pick which one you like. So in addition to adding transitions, another thing that you can do is add fades. I'm gonna click on this right side clip and then go up to the right hand side and click on fade. And then you have two options, fade in and fade out. Now fade in on the beginning of the clip, we already have a transition, so we don't need that, but maybe we want to add a fade out at the end of our video. We'll push it to 0.5 seconds, and then to test that out, we'll click on the clip, let it play. And as you can see, it kind of did a fade out. So fade is one of the options over here that can make your video look really good. There are some other options over here to the right. The next one is filters. As usual, there's a bunch of built-in filters that you can choose from. I wanted to make this tutorial for pretty much like the free version. There is a premium version, so anything that you see that has that little diamond symbol in the corner, that's actually a premium asset, and you would have to purchase the premium version of Clipchamp. But for the free version, any of the ones that don't have that, let's see if we can find one that'll kind of stand out. You can use maybe the black and white. So when we click on the muted black and white, it'll activate it on the selected clip. And then you also have options within some of these filters. This one has intensity that you can drive up or drive down, but that's pretty much your filters. There's a lot of different ones. There's some crazy looking ones, as you can see if you go towards the bottom, that you can choose from if you like. We'll Control Z a couple times to undo that and get out of there and go down to effects. Same basic concept. There's subtle effects, there's crazy effects. If for some reason you decide you want to use one of the crazy ones, you can click on it and it'll put it on the clip, and you hit the space bar, it'll play it back, and you're either like, ah, I like it, or it's making me extraordinarily dizzy. But the option is yours. And then also you see these two lines here. That's additional options for each clip. Some of them have it, some of them don't. This one has speed, so you can speed it up if you take it to the right. I won't even do that to you right now, but a lot of them have additional options within the individual effects. Another option is adjusting colors. Now, I don't know, you may not want to play with this too much because it's easy to mess these up, but if you know what you're doing, you can bring up your exposure, your brightness, contrast, saturation, different things like that. You could also change your transparency especially if you have another video underneath it, you may want to change your transparency. You can play with the blend mode, and then the last one over here is you can change your speed, change the speed of your clip, change the speed of the effects, and different things like that. And that's the basic of how to play with clips in your timeline. Now let's go down to this next tab, which is pretty cool. It's record and create. Now you can record your screen and your webcam from this app. So if you click on that first purple option for screen and camera, you get this pop up, and you may, like me, have to adjust some settings or give some permissions if you haven't done so already, or if your computer isn't set up like that, but you'll get a few options. I'm getting pop-ups for microphone and different things like that. But you can not only record your webcam, you could also record your screen. You just have to set your options or adjust them. You have the camera, and you see my camera right there is my webcam. And then you also have, you can tell that you wanted to turn on your camera, turn on your mic, and then you can also enter a script. So you can type this in here. Then once you get it all typed in, you just hit this play button here, and it'll play through your script. And you can change your font, and then it also gives you the option to change the speed at which it scrolls. I can give you a quick example here. So once you have your script typed in, and yours would obviously be a lot longer than this, you'll go ahead and hit the play button. And just like that, you can be, hey, I'm reading my script right here. I mean, and that's pretty much how it works. So we'll exit out of there. But it's a really, really cool feature to be able to screen record, have your webcam, have your script, and have your screen to present. So we'll exit out of there. But awesome feature. And then if you don't want to do screen and camera, you have the other options for just camera, just screen, or just audio. Now, another cool feature within the Record and Create tab is the text to speech. What this allows is you can type in some text, select a voice, and the app basically will speak back what you typed in the text. So let's try it out. So if you go over here to the right are the options for the text to speech. You can select your language. I'm going to leave it on English, but you can select any language you need. And then you can select what voice you want to use or what you want it to sound like. Here we have a few different options to choose from. You have warm and engaging, cheerful and warm, clear, bright, all types of things. So depending on what you're going for, we have the ones that tell you if they're multilingual, if they're youthful, and many different things. So just for example purposes, we will choose cheerful, warm, gentle. Why not? And we'll say, to test it out, we'll say thank you for watching. And then I'm not sure I even have my speakers on actually, but you would type it in like that. We'll try and see if we can preview.
Thank you for watching.
And I can't hear it. I don't know if you could hear it, but that's how pretty much how it works. And then you would just choose, you can pick different voices and see which one you like. And once you have something you're satisfied with, you'll hit save. And that'll save it. And then you see in your timeline, you have the audio clip right here. And then you can place, you usually place audio on the bottom and place video on the top, but you can move it wherever you need it. Say you want to place it on the end of the video, then you just play it through per usual and it'll be said at the end of the video. So that's a pretty cool feature that is built in Clipchamp. And speaking of audio, you can also bring in music, you could bring in sound effects. It pretty much works the same way. I don't think I have a sample clip of music, but let's go over to the content library and see what we can find in there. So there's a bunch of different musical choices within the music portion of the content library. I'm just going to scroll through and pick something arbitrarily. We'll pick instrumental, but for you, you may have something on your computer. You may have a sound that you like here, or maybe you have a subscription to like Envato Elements. I have a subscription there and you want to pick there, but moral of the story, there's basically several options. All your personal preference. Once you find something you like, you can drag and drop. I should have moved to front, but you can grab the clip and slide it over with your mouse. And that's basically how you add your music in. Now, while you're clicked on this clip, if you look over to the right side, that's where you can adjust the volume. So you may have talking in your video or some type of audio and just want the music to be in the background. So you'll bring that volume way down depending on what you have going on. If you don't have any other audio, you may want it to be a little bit higher. And then just like the video clips, you have some more options over on the right hand side. To add a fade at the beginning, you can fade it in at the beginning of the clip or fade it out at the end of the clip. It works the same way as before. You can change the speed of the audio track. If you want to have it play faster, you can move it up to 16 times and that would be super fast, but you do have that option. And then that's pretty much over there. And then captions. Now, we don't have any audio in our actual clips because this is an instrumental, and then we just have visuals in our video. But if you do have like a talking head video or something like that, you can generate with, I'm not sure if it's with Copilot or what they do it with, but within Clipchamp, you can actually add auto captions to your video. So let's go back over to the content library and explore that quickly again. You have all types of things besides music. You have stickers and backgrounds, images, sound effects, and even GIFs. So explore that. And then let's go over to text. That's important. So if you look through it, kind of like the content library, you have a library of different types of pre-made or preset template titles. They're different colors. They behave in different ways. Let's click on one of them just so you can see what it looks like. And just like usual, you'll drag it to the timeline, drag it to the top, and then we'll place the playhead and play it through just so we can see what it looks like. And this is a bit of a motion graphic, but just with drag and drop, you see that's pretty cool. We'll go back to the top. And then if you just want regular text, we'll drag this text box right here, or you can just hit the plus sign to add it. And we'll click on it. Make sure our playhead is hovered over it so we can see it, and then we'll go up to the viewing window, double click. That kind of works like it does in any word processing like Microsoft Word or something like that. And we will enter, let's see, hello. And then, like most word processors, you can select the font type, highlight it. I don't know, school bell. It's random, and then you can select the size with the drop down. Right now it's on 36. You can make it very large if you want, or smaller, put it on 88. And then if you want to edit the text, you just click there. If you want to change the color of the text, you can make it whatever color you want. And then let's see, we have more options in here. This is where you could play with the italics, bold, the alignment, right and left. If we go in this one right now, we're on center, we can make it left. Pretty much if you've used Word or anything like that, you'll know how to do this. Position, I don't play with position a whole lot. I'll usually just drag and drop it around, but you also have position options and then rotate by 90 degrees if for some reason you need to do that. And then also you can work on those over here. We have advanced as well. That'll let you play with the spacing between letters and different things like that, shadows, outlines, but just play with those. They're pretty self-explanatory and intuitive. That's text. So you could either create your own text, or they have some text styles. There's more. If you hit the see all in here, and depending on what you need, you can use something that's pre-made, or you can create your own text. So one last thing I want to show you right before we prepare to export. Say you're doing a final playthrough to check your video to make sure it's what you like, and the playhead just keeps going at the end of the clip. Well, that tells you you have something else somewhere on your timeline that didn't get deleted. So zoom in and zoom out. Those controls are at the bottom. And as we see on mine, there's a random clip just out here in space. So we need to delete that clip. Otherwise that playhead is going to keep going because it thinks the video is that long and that piece is actually important. So once you delete that, you can go back and make sure everything plays the way we expect. We hit play. And as you see, the playhead stopped. Now what we're going to do is go up to the top, that purple button, we're going to hit that export, and you have a few different options here depending on your video. 1080p obviously is high quality, 4K is obviously higher, but you need premium for that, so we're going to stick with 1080p. And then you have a few more options down here which you probably don't want. You may once in a while want the audio only if you don't want to export your video, but for the most part you'll have 1080p in the free version, which I use regularly. You'll give it a title, just type that in there, and then you can decide if you want to store it in the cloud or if you want to store it on your local device. You just hit change location. So once you decide where you want to save your files, from there all you have to do is hit export. Next, it'll take you to the export screen with these super encouraging words to let you know you've done a great job while it takes its time to export. Depending on the length of your video, you know, that'll tell you how long it'll take, and then you see the share or download options that are below. So once your file downloads, you see it's going to upload to the cloud if you selected that, or you could save it to your computer, or a plethora of other options. But that's pretty much it. That's Clipchamp.